Former Queensland Nickel owner Clive Palmer has told the Brisbane Supreme Court he slept as the company was placed into voluntary administration in January last year. The admission came as the embattled businessman fights to stop $200 million of his assets being frozen by liquidators. Lauren Day was in court.
In his biggest legal challenge yet, Clive Palmer not only represented himself but also called himself to the witness stand, telling the Supreme Court he didn't know Queensland Nickel was going to collapse in January last year and leave hundreds of Townsville workers unemployed. When asked by Shane Doyle QC if voluntary administration was inevitable, Mr Palmer said no, the price of nickel was a major factor. Mr Palmer is now fighting to stop liquidators freezing more than $200 million of his assets to repay creditors. He said the night before an administrator was appointed, he went to bed at 9 p.m. But when he woke the next day, he was told other Queensland Nickel managers had signed the documents and he had been asleep throughout the process. He was asked, "Did you know administrators were going to be appointed?" Mr Palmer replied, "No." Mr Doyle also said, "You are not giving truthful evidence," to which Mr Palmer replied, "That's not true. That was my recollection. It is what it is." Earlier, a valuer enlisted by the liquidators was cross-examined, also by Mr Palmer. The valuer told the court when he visited the refinery he was informed there were more than 800 staff, but he said operators were hoping that number would be reduced to 550. Mr Palmer admitted he has billions of dollars in assets and had a complicated life commercially. The hearing continues. Lauren Day, 10 Eyewitness News.